How are you today?
Just getting started. So far so good.
All right, all right. Well, welcome, everybody to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and notification bell, tell a friend, follow us on IG or Twitter, all of that good stuff. Alrighty, so before we start today, I just like to say, I'm saying a little prayer for Ukraine and the people of Ukraine. The reason why I'm mentioning this now is because while I was watching the show, what went through my mind was some of the wonderful people that we have met through 90 Day Fiancé and all of their different franchises. And honestly, I thought about Natalie's mom and even Lana. We have met a variety of people from Ukraine, from Russia, from Moldova, and all of that area. All I want is to support the Ukrainians who are fighting for their freedom and pray that the Russians can see some sense.
Hmm.
That's it. Um, and that's all I had to say. I hope peace comes to the region soon. And on with the show. On the docket today, uh, we have 90 Day Fiance, Before the 90 Days, Season 5, Episode 11, Back to Square One. Sorry about that little detour, Jamal, but I did think about Natalie's mom.
I mean, you kind of have to, like, given the situation.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I am thankful to this show for actually getting to meet them, whether I like them or not.
Right?
Okay, so which couple did you want to do first?
You choose this time. I always choose.
Okay, you get next though. Ben and Mahogany, because I think they're the biggest waste of time. Basically, he's seeing a lot of red flags. How she's treating him is different than how she treated him on text. Obviously, when he goes to her apartment, there's no sign of her living there. It's basically an Airbnb or VRBO,
Hmm.
or Verbro, whatever you want to call it. And then her parents come in and grill him, and he finds out that she's 22 and not 24. What is the difference? She's
Right.
still too young for you, you know. But he just said to the parents, age ain't nothing but a number. Okay, whatever. I just like this has been phony from the start. She wasn't responding to you and she was late because she doesn't live in Peru. She showed up with a rental car to meet you late at the restaurant. Now she's in an Airbnb pretending that she lives there and not with her family who probably lives someplace else. These people who came in don't even look related to her. What more do you need, Ben?
Right.
What more do you need?
But that tour took me out though.
Mm?
That tour took me out.
Well,
When she was just kind of creeping around trying to see what was going on, I laughed.
well, it's just a mess. 90 production, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do better. Like, and now that I got to see her body, without that big old bulky coat that she had on, she's bigger than in her pictures. Can you Photoshop yourself skinny in pictures?
Hmm. Yeah. If you know how,
Oh,
yeah.
I still don't think this is the same person. Is it?
Yeah.
So you think it's the same person from the pictures?
Yeah, because remember, her pictures were heavily filtered.
Oh,
Heavily filtered.
oh, okay.
That's what it is. Like remember her daughter. The daughter said these are like the fakest photos she had ever seen, or the most Photoshop, and that's what it is. It's filters. Yeah, she filters the hell out of the
So
photos.
if it's her, then why is she behaving so different though? Almost as if it's a different person between text and. You think she has somebody else texting and it was just her pictures? Like I don't get it.
That's what I was. That was the first thought that came to my mind.
Trey, you are so messy. Guess he wanted his 22-year-old daughter's future stepmom to be at least 2 years older.
That's fair.
Yes, Ryan, Natalie. Not Natalie, but her mom was a sweetheart. Natalie is safe here for now, until she's deported. But her little old mom is over there by herself. Cause didn't Natalie say it was just them two?
Yes.
It just filtered through my mind last night while watching this. Anyway, hmm. What else do we think about Ben and Mahogany? Oh, would you think about the bronzer from his MUA?
That was funny. I'm sorry.
He tried it. Uh, he's he's such a idiot. And the comedic part of his scene was him getting into that little itty bitty taxi to go to the pier to meet her. I don't know. But I did like Jose and Sylvia. They came in there with their questions as if that was their real daughter. Because remember when she was translating, she was talking as if it was somebody else.
Right.
It was so weird. She was like, well, he said, he didn't know how old your daughter was or something like that. And I'm like, he didn't know how old you were. It was just weird.
And when he said like, "Oh, I'm in like," he'll tell like, "I'm in love with your daughter." And when he said since 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
I hollered. I'm like, you know what,
Three.
Dad,
He brought it down to 3 months. Since
you
three
better,
months.
Dad, you better come through.
Child. I
They had
did
me
like the
dying.
parents, whoever's
And,
parents they were.
right. Could you like go back to when she opened the door?
Mm-hmm.
And, like she was like, she had this look like, oh, are you my parents? That was the funny part to me. That was the funny part. Like, are you them? Okay.
Oh my God! It was. Did she even go, "Mommy, Dad"?
No, she peeked around the door.
Oh
Like
my
who? If you're
God!
expecting your parents, like who peeks around the door? Like she's trying to verify who they were. I'm like, really?
Or maybe she was like looking down at her phone, going like, when you check your Uber driver to see if the picture is the same as the driver.
Right?
Maybe she was doing that. I don't
Could
know.
be. Could be.
The
You've never met these
difference
people before, allegedly.
the difference in Ben's mind was that he was a 22-year-old child, which made it weird for him. Massive eye roll. Oh, hey Nisei. Um, welcome everybody to the live chat. Okay, so Trey says, I thought that this season would rejuvenate my love for 90 Day Fiance. Sadly, it did not. Here.
Yeah, it
I
didn't for me
concur.
either.
I warned you about this. I,
I mean, how do you mess up with all new people? I mean, it's just ridiculous.
because you hire actors like these two numbnuts.
Not even believable actors too.
Okay, she used Darcy and Stacy level filters on her photos. Okay, Ryan, thank you for bringing up Darcy and Stacy. So last night, they have their little show on Monday night, and they were having the reunion, and Sean Robinson was hosting. And Sean Robinson asked Darcy, "So who bought your wedding ring?" Darcy had to say it was her.
Oof.
And the dad was just like, "Really?" Oh, God almighty. All right, anything else about those two losers?
No.
All right, so who's next?
Let's do Kim and Usman.
Okay. So basically, it's the day after they first have sex. She can walk. He's strutting like a peacock. He decides to take her to a spice farm. Um, the the spice farm tour lady was hilarious, talking about night food. Um, and Usman was talking about putting down yams and cassavas and all sorts of foolishness. And at the end of all of this really wonderful day, after he crowns Kim and himself king and queen of the spicy farm, um, he opens up to tell her the truth about his song Zara. This was a waste of time, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nobody cares.
That too.
I didn't care
Mm,
about you having sex because I was embarrassed that you were begging for it.
yes.
I didn't care that you were doing, I don't know, handstands about being boyfriend and girlfriend. You are 50 plus years old.
Right.
We don't do that. Oh my God. And you were stupid to believe him when he said, what, Zara was all the women in the world? Lies. But okay, girl. At least you got the cassava.
Right. That you've been that remind you that you've been begging for. Begging.
She was going on and on about, okay, so they had sex 4 times last night, and
Mhm.
there's no difference between African sex and American sex and Barbadian sex and whatever. It just comes down to the individual and how they want to, like, blow your back out. That's about it.
Right.
I don't get it. But then again, I've never had the cassava, so okay. I'll
I was just embarrassed for her because she was just so excited. I'm like, this is. I'm embarrassed for you.
Yeah, it's pathetic now. Anything else with them?
But them now.
Okay. Why do we always have to see Ben semi nude? We get it. You're a fitness model. Um, just
Hey,
barely, Ryan.
he's auditioning for his next
Yeah,
job.
basically, this is for him to just show the goods, and that's about it, honestly. Okay. Hi, welcome G5. Welcome everybody in the live chat. Da, da, da. Okay, wait, what? Kimberly has single handedly thrown me into a midlife crisis spiral. I blame her.
Oh,
Trey, Trey, please look to other better examples of 50 plus year old women. Leave her out of our genre. Ugh, gross. Who's next?
we have who's left? Amanda and Mike and Gino and Jasmine, right? Oh, and Memphis and Hamza.
Memphis and Hamza. Okay, so we pick back up where they're on the roof, and he was like exercising, and he tells her, he springs it on her that he wants to wait to get married, um, because he has doubts, and then ultimately he says he's scared of her, and basically he's scared of her leaving him like she did both of her husbands. But she has to correct that. She was only married once.
Hmm.
But she has 2 children's father, so she had 2 serious relationships.
Right.
um, he feels like she doesn't trust him. She says, I do trust you, I just need you to sign the prenup. He goes, okay, I'll sign the paper, but we need to trust each other. So they get over that, because she's like, why did you ask me to marry you? Why did you ask me to come over here? Why did you have me go through all of this if now all of a sudden you having these doubts? So they get through that, and he's okay. Then she says, last summer when we first started talking, I spent 4 days at my ex-husband's house. There was no sex or anything like that. I just needed some emotional support. He freaks out and runs down to the apartment. He's very upset. She's trying to figure out what's going on. His mom is all but, the clown at the circus. She's so excited that this is falling apart. And they're going back and forth between the living room and the bedroom. They finally go into the bedroom. She demics. She tells him what's really going on. They come back out, and she says that because she failed her state exams, she kind of spiraled, and she was unable to take care of herself or her children. And had it not been for her ex-husband stepping in for those 4 days helping her out, um, she probably would have made some very poor choices. My mind took this off into a totally different direction. But that's the explanation that she gave us, and she didn't want to go into the full details with a mic and the camera on. And I don't blame her because it seems like it was a very traumatic time in her life. Like she puts a lot of pressure on herself.
Right.
Um,
And I get that. And I felt really bad for her in that moment. I'm like, dude, like
mhm.
she probably put everything into the test, like everything, the studying, the most, all that stuff, and then to fail. I mean, I get it.
Ryan has a very good question. Did Hamza actually ask her to marry him? Did he? It all seemed like her plan, the way how she described it.
It was, to me, it was her plan.
I'm beginning to wonder that myself. Great question, Ryan.
I don't think he ever asked her to marry him. To be honest, I think she just planned everything.
Hmm.
I mean, that's the way it comes across to me.
Yeah. Well, that was basically it for them. Anything else?
No.
All right. So then who's next?
Let's see, Gino and Jasmine and Mike and Jimena. I
Hmm.
was to do Mike and Jimena.
Why do I smell shit every time this boy comes on the TV?
Oh, because you still remember in the shoes.
He, I just can't. Anywho, let's get on them. What's the brief synopsis for what happened with them? Okay, so he takes her to go wedding dress shopping. I guess he's paying for that too, but she doesn't want him there. She thinks it's bad luck. I think she just doesn't want him there, period.
Right.
Um, she makes him promise to not look at her in the dress. She tries on this dress. It looks really pretty, but she feels it would look better if she had her breasts done. So when she finishes her trying on the dress, she comes in, she sits down, and she asks him, why won't he pay? Why would he pay for the dress but not for her boobs? And he says that he likes her just the way how she is, and she's on about this modeling thing, and she says like he says that he feels like she's giving him an ultimatum. um and he says basically, I just don't want to talk about it anymore. Was this the first time that he stood up to her?
Yes.
Thank God. um Next, we see Mike has been in Colombia for a few days. Things haven't been going well. Jimena is very distant, and after the wedding dress thing, things have gotten worse. We find out that at night she has the kids in bed with them, but this evening in particular, she tells him, "You gonna go sleep across the hall. Me and my kids gonna sleep in here." And he's
That
like,
was
"Wait."
too funny.
So he says, "Can I have a moment alone to talk to you by yourself?" So she sends the kids across the hall, and he is just like, "Do you love me?" And she says no. She says, "You are weird." She says that she's noticed that he kind of follows everything that she does. If she stops eating, he stops eating. If she goes to the kitchen, he goes to the kitchen. She says it's just weird for her. Then she brings up the real issue, refusing to help her with the surgery, which was the most important thing for her now. That's also a major point. You could have threw away all the beginning part. This is why you're pissed. He has
Exactly.
given you money for everything else, but he's not doing it for this. But everything else was something that was important to your day-to-day life, like your rent, like your food, like some place to eat on your dining room table, the roof over your head for the rent. Breast augmentation and a tummy tuck is not essential to your life.
No.
Um And what if he doesn't have the money? Have you ever thought about that, Jimena?
Right. And what happened with the loan shark?
For real. She says that the surgery is. Who said that the surgery was $5,000?
She
He or
did.
she did? Is that
Huh?
Colombian or U.S.?
It didn't specify.
I would need to see the like the invoice for that. Just saying. Just saying. She says, let's see. Okay. He says that when he looks at her, that she's just beautiful. He apologizes and says that he will change. She says that in the meantime, she needs some space. And she doesn't want to get married right now. He feels like she's a different person. She's not ready. She's not really into the relationship anymore. Um, he's very confused because he loves her very much and he wants to spend his life with her, but he needs to know if she loves him. And she just confirms that she doesn't.
Exactly.
Are we surprised at this?
No.
How did you mess this up? This was a surefire way for you to get to America and give your kids the better life that you said you wanted to do. And yet you're screwing this up. Has somebody else, like, has a better person come along, both online or in person? I
Yeah, because she's treating him like he's disposable,
wonder. Mm-hmm.
like he doesn't matter. And I'm like, well, he's paying like you want him to pay for everything, but you're treating him like he doesn't matter. That makes no sense.
Do you think she has multiple guys like Mike?
I would think so.
You think he's the current one, but there could be a potential replacement?
Yeah,
Mm,
that's the way
okay.
that's the way she's acting. Like, oh, I can treat you any kind of way because I have backup.
I hope she saved some of the money that she's gotten from him. I hope she saved some of it. Anything else regarding those two?
No, what were your thoughts on the ultimatum? Either you pay for my boobs or we're not getting married.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm with you on this. I'm not for throwing down ultimatums because they never go right. Because if I was Mike and she had said that to me in the bridal shop, I'd have been like, bye.
See, that's the way I took it. I would have like when she said that, like when she threw down the ultimatum, I'm like, oh okay. I when she said she needed her space, I had given her all the space she needed by going to the airport and going home.
Right. Like, I would have said, okay. I would have just said, okay, because I know all my shit up at her house. So I would have been like, okay, so let's go home and discuss this, get back to the house, start packing up everything, and just move out and say, I'll talk to you later about it, okay? Peace out. And just go to the airport and that'd be the end of it. I'm not in encourage, like, ultimatums don't ever work.
No,
They just don't. Um, but she's behaving like a spoiled brat now. You knew that he was weird. You knew he had issues. You knew you didn't like his hygiene, but yet you still accepted his proposal. Um, well, you took the money from the loan shark. Figure that out.
yeah, I'm like, where is that? And why do you still need
Wonder
5K?
I wonder if the loan shark is associated with like a strip club where she'll have to work off the
Oh,
money to
work it
pay
off. I
him.
got you. I got you.
I'm just wondering that. Yes, Ryan, he does need to listen to grandpa advice and cut off the money and see her real true colors. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you feel so bad for her kids? Oh, G_5. I do
Well,
too.
yeah, her kids are great,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just, ugh, She just God, she's just getting greedy, and it always happens.
Hopefully, they're a little bit too young to know what's going on right now. Hopefully. But having different men flowing in and out of their lives, not so much. She's let these kids get attached to Mike.
Exactly.
Okay. So, anything else with them?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
Okay. Let's see. Gino and Jasmine, they're our last couple. Basically, we pick up with them still on the island. They're packing to go back home. He gives her back her toothbrush. She gives him a t-shirt that she picked up. She says she wanted to keep it to remember him by. And then he says some nonsense about he found her fingernail on the floor and he wanted to keep that, but got it lost in the 20 pins that he has in his suitcase. I don't know. It was just a little weird. Somehow, Jasmine thinks that this is endearing. Okay, girl. They leave
Right.
the island. They head back to Panama City. And then tomorrow they are going to Chiriquí,
GDP.
David,
Yeah.
Chiriquí David in the western part of Panama, where they're going to go and meet her mom and her sister. So they're staying at a hotel nearby her mom's place. She is not letting him meet her sons. They will be staying with their father while um, while he meets her mom and sister. We also find out that her mother had, like, warning signs regarding her first husband, and she didn't listen to it, and she went and got married, and how that turned out. So she's saying, like, if Gino meets her mom and her mom has any sort of like red flags or anything like that, she's going to listen to her mom this time. And she's telling him, she's giving him the heads up. She's trying to instruct him, like, when we go to my mom's house, if she says a prayer before lunch, you'll have to take off your hat. And he's not about that life. But he's fucking disrespectful, because any man who wears a hat, I know old school in Barbados, if you're wearing a hat and you're going inside somebody's house, you take
You
off
take it
that.
off. It's automatic.
So I don't know why. Okay, we get it. He thinks he looks better with the hat. But if you're trying to impress her mom, take off the hat if she asks you to. She shouldn't have to ask you to. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. He's so stupid. Um, he decides once they get to the airport and she makes him lug all of the luggage upstairs. He wants to go out and explore. She tells him, report. What is it? What is the thing? Report
In evidence.
and evidence. So he goes down to town to a jewelry store. He takes some pictures of some shops to send back for his report and evidence thing. And he goes and he buys this expensive engagement ring for her, all of $270. I was
Hmm.
insulted watching that.
He was too funny though to me though. He was just like, um, where are these two? Oh, this one is a little too gaudy. I'm like, where is the gaudiness? I don't see it. I didn't see it.
No. And white gold is no more expensive than yellow gold. So I didn't get that. He's like, is this one more expensive because it's white gold? And the salesman's like, oh yeah. No, it's not. Anyway, he brings a little Cracker Jack box toy ring to he's planning to propose to her at the end of this trip. He wants to regain trust in the relationship by doing this, and he also wants to impress her mom. Why am I hoping that her mom kicks him out of the house?
Because we don't like him now.
What you think she's gonna say when she sees that little trinket?
She'll laugh.
Oh my god, it was a carat less than 10 because I'm sure that it. Oh, you think it was 9 carat? Because they do sell 9 carat. I know in the UK 9 carat used to be very popular.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. That could have been brass for all we know. Ugh, if her finger turns green, we'll know why. Why couldn't he do? Well, no, he doesn't have a job.
But he's not working. He's on like a strict budget.
What budget? This whole excursion, like I he's just a mess. What were your thoughts on there? I'm just glad that we're getting to see both the east and west of Panama. I hope we get to see the Atlantic side. I heard that there's like some really spectacular beaches on that side. Um, the landscape is vastly different than the city in Panama City. I
Hmm.
hope we get to see more of that at this point because this is just a travel journal for me right now.
Especially with them.
Uh, I just see this ending badly,
I see
all
the
because
mother.
of that.
I see the mother cussing him out for being disrespectful, and I want to know if Jasmine told her mother what happened. That's the key point for me. I want to know that does Jasmine's mama know that he sent her her nudes?
Okay, so Ryan, in that store, I don't think anything was platinum coated. I'm not trying to be bougie or anything, but
You bougie. Sorry.
I used to work in a jewelry store. No,
Exactly. I told you. So I said you bougie.
and I would say if anything, rhodium plated, but not platinum plated. Not down there.
But when he was going to the ring store, I'm like, why? Like you're not working. You just spent $2,500 on a vacation that you guys left a day early. Let's not forget that he spent $2,500 for 4 days and he left a day early.
Yeah,
So,
Target jewelry. Let's call a thing a thing. That was crackerjack jewelry. Target got better things. Oh, rhodium. Okay, okay, okay. I got you, Ryan. I got you. But even I doubt even the rhodium plating in that location. If it was Panama City, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. I have my doubts. A 2-day vacation for $2,500. Yes, Mr. Block.
yes, you're right.
He could have spent the $2,500 on the ring.
Thank you.
You know, I know he's not working, but because he's not working, I wouldn't have bought a ring. Period.
But here's the thing: you're not working, but you didn't. Okay, make it make sense because you're not working and you state that you're on a tight budget, but you
Mhm.
just spent $2,500 on a vacation for
Mhm.
4 days. You only just went for three, and now you're worried about not even a $300 ring. I'm like, that makes no sense. I'm annoyed now.
Exactly. This whole storyline makes no sense, and I wish production could have done better. I really do. It's just annoying. All of these storylines are very annoying to me because I feel like I could do better, and I can't even write a bedtime story. It's just ridiculous. I want 90 Day Fiance to do better. And that's not too much to ask.
No,
Mm-mm. Spend on the ring. Yeah, better spend on the ring.
but
But
mind
even
you,
then, I don't
but
think so. These two don't work. How are you asking your boyfriend to give you evidence and report on everything that he does? Give me a break. We saw
Right.
how easily it was that he stood there and lied, sent her pictures of day dresses. What is that proving to you, Jazz?
Exactly.
Um, and why am I taking back a toothbrush that she threw in the yard for any old crapple to go and crawl all over? And he telling me some ignorance about all you gotta do is change the head and you can use it again. I'm not putting that nowhere near my mouth. Go buy me a new one. Exactly. If he had bought her an actual gift for Christmas, because let's just call a thing a thing, that toothbrush was not a Christmas gift.
Right.
If he had actually bought something that was different for and actually thought about Christmas, he would not be where he is today.
Right.
I don't know. This is a mess. Any other comments about these boneheads?
No, we're good.
Alrighty. So, what are we doing tomorrow? £1,000 Best Friends?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I have to watch that tonight. I haven't watched it yet. Was it? Did you? You haven't watched it either, have you?
Not yet. No.
Alrighty. Yes, Ablavi. He said he kept the nail, but he couldn't find it. Why is a nail like who keeps fingernails? That's so gross. Oh my god. Anyhow, I think we got all of the. I think we got all of the characters, right?
Yes.
All right, guys, that was the episode 90 Day Fiance before the 90 Days, season 5, episode 11, back to square one. Um, this episode sucked. This is a waste of 2 hours of my time. 2 hours over 2 days. I'm too old for this.
Pretty much. Same here. Cause they be killing me.
Spoiler alert: Vanessa is gross. Oh my god. Should I not eat during this show, Ryan? Just saying. Just warn me. Warn me now, because I usually do get a little late night snack when I'm trying to watch these shows. Oh, on another note, my God. Maths Australia is so good.
I keep telling myself I need to like just binge and get it out the way.
19 episodes in. Forget it.
How many episodes?
19.
I can still binge.
Oh my God. So many couples have just left. They're not even going to the commitment ceremony. They are just giving up midweek and leaving.
Wow.
I don't like you. I'm done. And
Wow.
we've got the beginnings of a cheaterization. Okay, so a bride walked out on a groom, so automatically he had to leave. They did not make they did the commitment ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
The experts told them to try harder. They
Try
moved
harder.
in.
Try. We don't like each other. Try harder.
They moved in to they got to the sky lofts, sat down on the couch. She said, "I want to talk to you." She goes, "I don't like you. I'm leaving." She gets her bags that she never took from the front door and walks out. He sits there and he calls one of the other brides that he was talking to at the dinner party,
Wait.
who also doesn't have a connection with her husband. And she comes over. He tells her what happens and starts flirting with her. She leaves. He steals all of the uh, paid advertisement microwavable meals from the refrigerator and leaves
Hmm.
in a taxi. He tells her before he leaves, I'm going to be in Sydney for a while, so I'll reach out, see if we could go to the gym. How is he staying in Sydney? Production's probably paying for his accommodation so that he could fiddle in her marriage. And
Right.
so they've been texting ever since. So today they met up to go to the gym, which has triggered her to tell her husband, I ain't feeling it for you. And her husband is at his wits' end and has walked out. So we don't even know if they're going to make it to this week's commitment ceremony.
Yeah,
But
I need to binge. I have to binge this week. I have to. This is too good. This is too good.
oh my god. Okay, so don't eat, and you don't believe Vanessa's claims of her sexual prowess. I'm intrigued and yet repulsed. Interesting. Okay, so I won't eat tonight. Oh, alrighty. I'm in. I'm curious now. So tomorrow, guys, come on back. We'll be talking about Thousand Pound Best Friends, and hopefully, I'm not too physically ill.
Right?
Tina was also very repulsed. But isn't she always?
Yes, yes.
Oh, jeez. All right. Jamal, any final thoughts?
No, we're good.
All right, my friend. Let me just get here. So until next time.
Of course.
All right. Bye.
Bye.